Clarets TV talking to Chelmsford City Chairman Steve Shaw. We're out at the Women's Team FA Cup game today, just with it going on in the background, but we're going to catch up on a few club matters and talk about how things are going at the moment. So, Steve, it's been a few months now actually since we last caught up with each other, but how do you feel like things have started this season?
I think if you said we were going to be, we've got 8 points after the first 6 games of the season, then everybody would have been absolutely delighted. I think we were given a quite tough opener. Although looking at the results yesterday, things are all over the place. I think after we played Ebbsfleet, everybody was like, blimey, the team that beats them are going to, win, and then they've gone and lost the last 2 games. And having getting beaten yesterday, it looks like it's very much in the mix. But from our team's perspective, I'm delighted. I think what we've always said to the fans and what was really important is that you're going to see a team of players who are actually really trying. And I know that a couple of seasons ago we had the players were getting a lot of stick from the fans for not having any pride in the shirt and not having that kind of drive for the club. But seeing the comments, particularly on the forum, is really positive. That I think fans are seeing we're fighting till the end. Charlie Shannon that 5th minute in the Dorking game, and they're really coming together, and it is that nice blend of youth and experience that we've talked about for a while. So we've worked hard to get that team. I think what's going to stand out. As the ladies hit the crossbar there. Yes, that's all the woodwork, and then we unfortunately didn't quite get the follow up. I think it's going well. I think we're pleased with what we've got. I think Charlie coming off yesterday, there's a bit of a nervousness there. We'll get that assessed early and see how he fares. The way him and Simeon were hooking up yesterday, I understand, was fantastic. In fact, Robbie, when I spoke to Robbie last night after the game, he said he was absolutely gutted that I didn't make it because he was just so proud of the way the team played, and he wanted me to see that, because we were, it's about having belief in what you're trying to do, and I think we've had that belief and it's starting to pay dividends. I think the fans are seeing that, and let's hope it encourages more people to come to the ground and more people to get behind the fans, and let's remember these times when things don't quite go our way and go, at least they were trying. And that's all we can ask for. So I think obviously we're going to get challenges because we've got some really talented people in the team, so I'm sure other teams will start looking, which is a compliment in itself. I think Bobby's doing a fantastic job of pulling it together. He's very specific about what he wants to achieve, keeps playing the same message. I think that helps because I think as a player, if you know what you're trying to do and it's the same every time, it's like, trust me, this is what we're trying to do. There's a reason why I'm doing things. And then they see the reason, get that worked. So I think it's been good. Yeah, very, very happy with the way the first team's going. Very happy indeed.
Excellent. And of course, you talked about yesterday, and it was a fantastic performance, right, Chicken? But of course, you missed out because you were doing some scouting.
I was chief scout yesterday, which, as most people know, is quite amusing, given that I'm, my ability to understand what formation is limited. Fortunately, real pleased to know I took the video camera with me. I took one of the GoPros and videoed the game at Long Melford against the local yesterday. Look, the reality is we got first team out, we had the reserves were playing yesterday, kick off same time. Who else was going to do it? There we go. 2-0. Great result. Well, we can watch that. Hopefully people are watching the stream and then we can catch up on it there. This is the FA Cup for the women, of course. So, I think, so I said, look, I'll go down Long Melford, watch that, film it, and then we can watch. I got a bit of the fans there from them. Why are you bothering with this for? They're 3 levels below you. Why are you bothering? Well, because it's important. This is a really important game on Saturday, and we are taking it. As I think Robbie said in his interview at the end of yesterday, we'll look at the match, look at their match against Melford, decide on how we're going to play against it. Obviously, it's very different. The pitch at Long Melford yesterday was going brown in places because it's been quite dry, and it is a different level, but we need to take it seriously and we need to treat the locally with a bit of respect. So going out and doing that and looking at what they're doing, I think is showing respect to them, which is what we need to do. The FA Cup's very important for everybody. What's it worth? Saturday's worth about £5,000 to the club, so that's important. I know Robbie's ambition wants to get to play a league club this year. Well, that means first round proper, so let's get there. that's what we're going to try and do.
Excellent. And so we talk about on the pitch matters as well. Obviously, you're involved right across the club in everything in terms of off the pitch as well.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like we're sort of progressing off the pitch as a club? I know people talk about us being more open and talking about the things that are going on behind the scenes, but how do you feel like we've started the season behind the scenes?
A bit shaky, to be honest. I think we've not got as many volunteers as we've had in the past. I was quite jealous going to Long Melford yesterday, where you could see that basically everything was being run by volunteers. But you have to accept that when you're a club that pays money to players, you can't expect everybody to work free. I mean, we've got a fantastic set of volunteers who do an amazing job for us already. We are getting to the stage where we're going to have to start paying people to do jobs that traditionally in the past would have been done by volunteers, and that hurts the finances of the club, and that hurts therefore the playing budget of the club, because that's the only variable we have. If we can get some more people to help us out, and then that'd be amazing. Hopefully, with it, when people are starting to see now the way that we are as a club, they're going, actually, this is a club that's coming together, trying to do the right things. Hopefully, we'll get a bit more as well. See, Andy's a bit distracted here. We nearly scored a third goal for the ladies there, but that's kind of that's the only thing that worries me slightly. I think you and your team are doing a fantastic job. We are getting more communications out there. Emma's still helping out, but she got attracted back to her old job, so our commercial team's a bit light at the moment. And we can always just do with people to do stuff, because there's so many things. We need to get more out into the community. That's going to start soon. So had a good chat with Robbie and Simeon and Mickey and Elliot last week, or a couple of weeks ago now, about how we do more of that. We're going off to the Wicklow College and Anglia Ruskin for their freshers this week to try and get more people to come along and support us. So there's loads to do. We just need more help, really. So that's the only thing, is we'd like to do more, but we're kind of limited on what we can do because there's only so many resources. And you kind of go, well, just bring more people. It's not as easy as that. I always remember, anybody who wants to get involved with the football club wants to be director of football. And the reality is, we can't. It's not a job that we need. I need somebody who's going to go and do stuff in the community. Oh, nearly a third goal. Is she going to come back?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent finish there. Third goal there for Chelmsford. There's lots of things. The community stuff's good, but we need help with people staff, with legal staff, just to, those kind of skills are really important to the club, enable us to do more. Because I know, the one thing is, it's like, I've sorted the shares out. It's like, well, we did split, I've sorted two lots of lawyers now, and they're all quite expensive. Yeah. But you've got to do it properly. So we will get it sorted. In fact, I was chatting to Dan in Hong Kong, who said, we kind of help pull that, sort that out. But you can't expect too much people, and we need some more help. We need some more people who are going to do stuff. That's kind of the thing, and which means I end up doing loads and loads of stuff. But I don't mind it if I do get tired occasionally.
I can imagine.
And then when I get tired, I can get a bit frosty and a little bit anarchic. But as people start to see some of the other things, but as someone said, you can't fault. Hopefully, you can't fault my commitment at the moment. Scouting yesterday, I was at the reserves on Wednesday, here today, and there's goal 4. Oh, what a shot! If you haven't looked at the online, go on YouTube and watch that goal. That is a peach of a goal.
But yeah, so commitment can't be questioned. FA Youth Cup tomorrow.
FA Youth, it's a big weekend, So women's today, youth tomorrow. It was a good game at Stanway. That was an interesting game. Pleased with the way our youth's coming on, our academy, and you can see a contrasting of styles. And I'm very proud of what our guys are doing, because they've built a lot of lads who show a lot of respect, and have very much seen as role models. I actually had half of them working at the racecourse over the summer doing stuff up there, which was including and yourself, Andy. Yeah, we wrote to everybody. We were a bit short of staff. It could be 4, 5 rather. Oh, we're still fine for that. Sorry about the distraction in our little video.
It's a great game. You should be here to watch.
They're right. Oh, nice through ball. I don't think we're going to get to that one. Back to the bar line beat us. But so
But yeah, you talk about how involved you are and how much you how much you put in, and then it's just one thing to touch on about your sort of your non-league paper article, which we will touch on. It's a tricky one to talk about, isn't it? That got a lot of fans talking at the same time when you get that sort of criticism, and how do you feel about it?
Look, it's kind of interesting. We approached the non-league paper, said were they interested, and they were, and we sent in the first couple and sent that one in, and the editor was like, he was like, he loved it. He said because it just gives a different perspective. And look, as I said in the article, I'd taken that abuse after the Aveley game, and kind of that is just after we'd had the change of management. That game, we are playing a lower level team. It wasn't, we were doing okay. Robbie kind of pulled his hamstring, and we'd used all our subs, so we were a bit stuffed. And we lost, and okay, fans had a go because they thought it was a good chance to get to the FA Trophy final. But after such a great win, somebody having to go. Now, look, the person who did it, they know they are, and they've been a fan for years. You don't want to say there's talk about has he got a lifetime. I said no. I said look. I spoke to John Reed about it. He said, is that real? I said, well, look, if we start with apology, because I think an apology is due for that, for appearing like that, then we can take it from there. But until that's coming, I don't really want to see that kind of behaviour in this ground. No. It's not about how we operate as a club, is it? And, it shouldn't be. So I decided to one-on-one, and they just kind of that. It's not what we want as a club. And, you want the right kind of supporters who are getting behind the team, getting behind the whole of what we're trying to do. And if we're not doing what people want to do, well, tell us, but in a constructive way. Well, what do you want us to do differently? And not just shout at us, because it doesn't help. Mm-hmm. And I think that's. I was genuinely upset about it because it's, because I do work quite hard. Yeah. And I'm going to talk about things in the long league, but that was the idea, was to be a bit more different. This week I'm going to talk a bit about academies actually, so that'll be next. If you get next non-league paper for next Sunday, you'll see my article about that, and just about my week. I mean, it was interesting because he liked the article. He cut off the "this was my week" kind of stuff, which I thought was quite interesting as well. But that's more to write about next time. But I just want people to get behind it. I think we're doing the right thing. I think people are now starting to see the fruits and some of the reality of what we were trying to do, and thank you for everybody for being patient with that. That's
as some people have mentioned, and it is a small minority that can sometimes be the loudest heard, but it has been positive, hasn't it, to see how many people have sort of understood what we're trying to do here at the club at the moment. It's really positive, isn't it? I've
had a lot of people contacting me about it, and I'm not looking for sympathy or thanks. I'm just looking for, we're trying to do our best, and do you believe in what we're doing? And I think, fortunately, people are starting to see the results on the pitch now are backing up what we said we were going to do, and it is about development of youth. And somebody wrote it. It's like, actually think about it. In the last 2 years, we set up an academy, we set up a reserves. It's not bad going.
No. Not in 2 years. What's next year, Steve?
Next year? Oh well, I think next year we need to start a girls' academy. That's the thing, and we need to help the ladies get promoted. I think that's their big goal for this year. So let's get them promoted. Obviously, first team's a priority. Getting them to perform and end the season as highly as we can. We'd all love for promotion, and everybody would love promotion, so that's what we go for. But is it realistic? I'm not sure. If they keep playing like they did yesterday, it probably is. But sustaining that over a season is going to be tough. But I think that's a goal in terms of teams, and hopefully that comes off with the ladies' side of things. If not, I think that the other thing for this year is about getting more people here. Absolutely. It's interesting. One of the things that I've realised is, we're actually going to start 2 memberships next year. So we're going to have a season ticket for the first team, and you're a season ticket for the club. 2 very different things I've discovered. When there's 15 people lock up to see the reserves, everybody clamoured we need the reserves. Yeah. It's kind of okay. That we need to start targeting people who want to support the broader club. Be here today. I mean, to be honest, there's more people here today than at the reserves game, which is fantastic to see. We must have got 30 or 40 people in the stand here.
And some on the other side as well.
And there's some over the other side. So, that's fantastic. And let's start growing it, and let's start growing the club. Make everybody feel more inclusive. And that's one of the things we've gone down to the universities. Let's get a load of students. Start to bring on a group. And I think it was the game, wasn't it, the Reggie Gregory fan club who walked up and made more noise, the other game. Obviously he's gone and we've given him a chance to go and play at Brighton. So people have commented he hasn't played, but I understand he's been injured for the last 2 games, so that's why he hasn't played. But look, we just want to grow this club and get everybody behind it and make people know it's here.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that you find is, really, Chelmsford's got a football club. I've never been. Yeah. Why not? That's why we gave out everybody free tickets. To bring people who've never been before, so that we can actually do more and get more people here, which is what we want to do. Because it's great. I know everybody moans about having a running trip around it, but it's great view of the pitch. You can see. And I think that's one of the things about non-league football. It's like you get close to the players, you can relate to them, and we've got some lovely guys playing with us at the moment, which is great. And we're integrating. How exciting! Freddie Hockey was 16 years and 10 days. 10 days after his 16th birthday, makes his first team debut. He's knocking on the door, and that's great for people to see throughout the club.
Yeah, and we talk about that direction that we're moving in with the club generally, and the reserves is a big part of that, isn't it? And they've started fantastically in the Essex and Suffolk Border League, haven't they?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But it's hard. It's kind of interesting because we got way too many games too early in that league.
Yeah.
I think by the end of this month we'll have played half our home games and a third of our season in the league, which is really starting to hit us. So Wednesday, for example, we ended up compromising because we had an academy game in the afternoon and goal number 5.
There we go.
That's 5. So a round of applause. You can hear it in the stand. There's a few people here. You're compromising on both because we've got 2 games in a day, which hasn't, it's a bit silly, but we haven't been able to fix that. But I think our other problem, of course, is we wanted the reserves to do well. The challenge is, of course, it is step 7, and there are going to be opportunities. People like Reggie have gone off to step 3 to Brighton, and that's great for their progression, playing at a high level. But obviously, it weakens our reserves, so it's a bit chicken and egg. As Robbie keeps reminding me, it's about the development of the players, and that's what we need to focus on. And there are people coming round. It was great to see him in yesterday without 2 or 3 of their, Evan, Luke and Freddie were with the first team yesterday, and they still managed to win 3-2. So, and without Reggie as well. So you can see we've got a bit of depth there, which is really encouraging. And obviously they didn't have their star striker on yesterday either, Mr. Spillane.
Too busy on the touchline at Chippenham.
He was outstanding though in the reserves game the other day. It's quite interesting watching him playing that role and directing stuff around. And good for him because he's seen firsthand how those guys are playing and can help develop them, which is no better place to see it than 5 yards away from them. So hopefully that's a positive thing.
Yeah, and then moving a step sort of down from the reserves in the sort of structure of the club is the academy. And just to touch on tomorrow, as we said, this will go out on Monday morning, but it's a massive game tomorrow night, isn't it?
Huge. Academy? Absolutely huge. I mean, the challenge with things like FA Cup is because academies change every year and the under-18 teams change. Past results aren't really necessarily reflective of future. So, I think we won 10-2 or something, or 9-2 last season. So you kind of, this is an easy one. No, they beat London Colney, who are a good team. Yeah. Effectively, I seem to recall they're something like St Albans kind of, junior side. So, we mustn't not take it seriously. And we've got a different team this year. We had Danny Inmate was captain last year. He's now at Palace, obviously. But we've got some talented guys coming through. So hopefully, really be great to see a lot of people here tomorrow night. The bar will be open. You can bring your drink into the stand as we did last time. So come down, have a few beers, see future talent for Chelmsford City. And
current talent,
yeah.
Well,
future, that's true. And these guys are talented. So it'd be nice to see them get the win and progress to the next round. Who knows who we get to play? And Yeah, no, I will be here, so I will be seeing that one. And although I'm not sure what I'll be doing, we were going to do this earlier. We would have done it before kick-off, but there was a bit of a queue at the bar, so I pulled a few pints to help Angela out. So yeah, we're doing all right.
Yeah. Okay, Steve, thanks for your time.
No, it's good.
It's been a while since we last caught up, but hopefully it'll be a bit more. There's just been a lot going on at the moment, but
there is a lot going on. But we just if you enjoy your football, come and watch us. Come and watch these. It's a great game. 5-0.
5-0. So it
seems to have been a bit of a pause in play. Was that half time or just a bit of a pause in play?
No, that was we've still not kicked off after the 5th goal. I think that was a water break.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Maybe an injury break.
Yeah, maybe. No. Come down, sit here, have a pint, watch a bit of Sunday afternoon football, and watch your teams.
Absolutely.
That's what's important. And get down here tomorrow night.
Yeah.
For a very important game.
Absolutely. Okay. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.